Hamas draws a line in the sand. No foreign guardians over Gaza. The enclave's fate, they say, belongs to Palestinians alone. Yet, 200 US troops are landing in Israel. Trump claims hostages will return by Monday, and mediators negotiate names still withheld. Can Gaza's future be controlled from the outside, or only from within? Hamas, Islamic Jihad, and the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine rejected any foreign guardianship over Gaza in a joint statement on October 10th, stressing that its governance is a purely internal Palestinian matter. The statement posted by Hamas on Telegram read,
"We emphasize our outright rejection of any foreign guardianship and affirm that determining the form of governance in the Gaza Strip and the foundations of institutional work is a purely internal Palestinian matter, to be decided collectively by our national components."
They also expressed their readiness to benefit from Arab and international participation in the reconstruction of the enclave.
At the same time, we are open to benefiting from Arab and international participation in the areas of reconstruction, recovery, and development support, efforts that will enhance a dignified life for our people and safeguard their rights to their land.
The statement came after the Israeli cabinet ratified Gaza ceasefire deal taking effect on October 10th. However, the deal facilitated by the US also talks about deploying as many as 200 US troops to Israel to support stabilization in Gaza and the flow of humanitarian aid and security assistance into the enclave, two US officials familiar with the planning told NBC News. Meanwhile, a senior Hamas official thanked President Donald Trump for his role in securing a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. In an exclusive interview with Sky News lead world news presenter Yalda Hakim, senior Hamas official Dr. Bassem Naim said,
"Without the personal interference of President Trump in this case, I don't think that it would have happened to have reached the end of the war. Therefore, yes, we thank President Trump and his personal efforts to interfere and to pressure Israel to bring an end to this massacre and slaughtering."
He added that Hamas would be willing to step aside for a Palestinian body to govern a post-war Gaza, but that they would remain on the ground and would not be disarmed, with fighters integrated into the Palestinian National Army.
"No one has the right to deny us the right to resist the occupation of armies."
On future governance, Naim criticized plans for Satoni to play any role in overseeing the future of Gaza.
When it comes to Tony Blair, unfortunately, we Palestinians, Arabs, and Muslims, and maybe others around the world, have bad memories of him. We can still remember his role in killing, causing thousands or millions of deaths to innocent civilians in Afghanistan and Iraq. We can still remember him very well after destroying Iraq and Afghanistan.
Under Trump's plans, Satoni would form part of an international supervisory body. Another senior Hamas official said that the terror group is in contact with mediators about several Palestinian terrorist leaders who Israel has refused to free under the US brokered deal, including Marwan Barghouti and Ahmad Saadat. Musa Abu Marzouk told the Qatar-based Al Jazeera TV network,
"The movement, Hamas, is insisting on their release and negotiations are still ongoing."
Meanwhile, US troops have begun to arrive in Israel as part of their work to support and oversee the ceasefire agreement, a person familiar with their work told ABC News. The report, citing two officials, says that the 200-strong team will arrive over the weekend, flying in from the US and other bases across the Middle East. Admiral Brad Cooper, the head of the US military's Central Command, arrived in Israel on October 10th. Officials have said that US personnel were intended to help create a joint control center and then integrate all the other security forces that will be going into Gaza and help liaise with the IDF. Egyptian, Qatari, Turkish, and probably Emirati military officials will be embedded in the team, likely based out of Egypt. Officials have said no US troops are intended to go into Gaza. As the world stays skeptical about the Gaza ceasefire deal, US President Donald Trump says he expects the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas will hold because they're all tired of fighting. He further said that the hostages held by Palestinian militant group Hamas in Gaza are due to come back on October 13th.
And as you know, on Monday the hostages come back. They're getting them now. I mean, they're getting them now. They're in some pretty rough places under earth. They're in some pretty rough places where only a few people know where they are, in some cases. So they're getting them, and they're also getting the bodies, approximately 28 bodies. And some of those bodies are being unearthed right now as we speak. I mean, they're working on it right now as we speak. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. No, he was very happy with it. And I can tell you that I saw Israel dancing in the streets, but they were dancing in Qatar and Saudi Arabia and UAE and many, many countries.
Meanwhile, Trump plans to hold a summit of world leaders on Gaza during his visit to Egypt next week. Axios reported citing sources.
I think I'll go to Cairo. I think that's where we're going, as opposed to the place of the signing. And we have a lot of leaders from all over the world coming too. You know, they've been invited.
The summit could rally additional international support for Trump's Gaza peace plan, with difficult agreements still to be finalized on post-war governance, security, and reconstruction. According to the sources, the summit is being organized by Egyptian President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi, who has already reached out to several European and Arab leaders with invitations. Leaders or foreign ministers from Germany, France, the UK, Italy, Qatar, the UAE, Jordan, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and Indonesia are expected to participate, the sources said. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is not expected to attend at the moment, according to a US official, Axios reported. US officials confirmed Trump plans to attend the summit. However, the White House has not yet commented on the matter. Trump is expected to arrive in Israel on the morning of October 13th, give a speech in front of the Knesset, and meet hostage families. In the afternoon, Trump will travel to Egypt to meet Sisi and participate in a signing ceremony along with the other guarantors of the Gaza peace deal: Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey. The Leaders' Summit will likely take place on October 14th.